Welcome and thanks for joining us for the NBA Rookie Showcase alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. This is Kevin Harlan. Tonight, Clark, we're going to watch some of the top young talent face off in anticipation of the NBA draft.
And because that's the case, Kevin, no shortage of GMs and front office execs here in the building. Representatives from every NBA team on hand to check this action out.
And that can obviously put a lot of pressure on these young guys. But of course, performing when there's pressure is a big part of what they're hoping to be paid to do. So we'll get a chance here today to see who rises to the top.
In the G-I-K-C-I-T-Y, babe, like to go all the way, straight from there, into outer space, in the G-I-K.
So let's take a look at the State Farm starting lineup for the Stars. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist out there with Thomas Robinson. Then there's Bradley Beal. Then it's Damian Lillard. And it's Leonard in at the 5. And for the elites, Johnson. He's in at shooting guard. John Henson out there with Harrison Barnes. Then it's Anthony Davis. And it's Marshall in at the point.
And Thomas Robinson, an athletic, physical power forward out of Kansas. Scouts really like his energy and his toughness. And I think there's no doubt he'll be a lottery pick, probably a high one. And if he can play as an offensive rebounding maniac, just play with huge energy, he could have a big impact in this league.
And Robinson at 6'9", the only concern for him is probably the lack of elite height.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's really 6'9". I've stood next to him. I'm 6'8", and I can look on top of his head. So I'd say he's about 6'7" or so. Nonetheless, he's a winner, a competitor, and you know
shooting drills and running through cones. Nothing beats the real thing, that's for sure.
We're about 1 minute into the first. He feeds it to Leonard. Feeds to Lillard. Pass to Beal. The feed now to Leonard. The layup missed. And the Stars have possession. Now the dish to Lamb. Over Waiters. Kept alive. Zeller passes to White. And good on the basket. Look at
both sides really coming out of the gate firing.
Guys, they look like they were raring to go in this one. A lot of offense early on.
Now here's Waiters. Johnson with a screen on Rivers. And Drummond kicks to Waiters. Over Lamb. And Dion Waiters, the bucket on the assist by Drummond. We've got 1:55 left to play here in the first. Rivers with it. Passes it to Kidd-Gilchrist. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Rivers. And White kicks to Lamb. And Harkless pulls it down.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
And it's Terrence Jones with the finish.
What a play. No regular dunk there. A superb alley-oop.
And it was a great pass, too, to set him up.
No, those two have such a great feel for each other. They're just fun to watch play together.
Easy shot. Shot's good by Waiters. Waiters got 6. And here are the Stars now. He kicks to White. He dishes it to Rivers. Dishes it to Zeller. Here's the pass to Lamb. Over Johnson. And Lamb with the basket on the assist by Zeller. And the Stars lead by 2. Waiters with the ball. Picked up by Rivers. Waiters dishes to Johnson. That's good. He has 6.
He's certainly turning some heads with his play thus far.
Yeah, maybe showing he's been a little overlooked. But he's been impressive here. There and get an easy bucket.
Here's Drummond. And it's good. But hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And indeed, they're going to look at it again. They need to be certain he beat the buzzer.
A very important call here to make. And hopefully it's pretty clear cut here on the tape for the official. But from where I sit, this is really hard to say one way or the other.
Yeah, no doubt, Clark. I mean, these are not necessarily always easy to tell just because you have the tape in front of you.
And they're going to count it. They're overturning the original call after looking at the replay.
Yeah, good to see them get that one right. That's exactly why we have this rule in place. And I like it. Each basket is so important in these games that you just got to make sure you get it right at the end of the quarter.
And so the first quarter.
You've got their full attention.
Robinson kicks to Lillard. Over Marshall. Lillard misses. The Elites trailing. On the court for the Stars. We've got Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, Tyler Zeller out there with Thomas Robinson. Then there's Austin Rivers. And it's Lillard in at the 1. He passes to Zeller. Backing in. Puts up the baby hook. Rebound by Marshall. Johnson right side. And here in the second quarter of action with a little under 2.5 minutes played so far.
They haven't been getting lit up from outside here. All the points they're giving up are from in close. They've got to offer more resistance.
Yeah, defense has to get better, Clark. They've got to body up, bump somebody, get physical, force the action back out to the perimeter.
Out of bounds, the Stars will take possession.
Really poor decision on that pass.
Drummond's checked in for the Elites. The Stars also with the sub. Lamb, he's checked in for Lillard. The Stars trailing. Zeller dishes to Lamb. Over Johnson. Here's Kidd-Gilchrist. Powered down the dunk.
He spoke loud on making the statement that play.
But that was brute force battling for the offensive board, then taking it right back up there.
That's just all about strength and energy, guys.
Here's Drummond. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Tell you what, Andre Drummond might be the most tantalizing prospect in the draft from a physical perspective. 6'11", 275 pounds, and he can really get off his feet.
First half. Kicks it to Kidd-Gilchrist.
In this game, for the players, an exciting moment.
That's right, Clark, and I'll tell you what, it doesn't get a lot of attention outside this gym, but for these young men, the importance of these games, absolutely enormous.
Henson the pass to Johnson. Barnes kicks to Waiters. And that misses. That would have put him up. Knocks it loose. So the clock runs out with the score tied going into halftime. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter.
He's got size, range on his shot. He can handle the ball. He's athletic, projected to be a high lottery pick.
Here's Marshall. Lillard with the rebound. Lillard's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
They're struggling here. They're just 1 of 5 to start this third quarter. They've got to loosen up here.
Here's Beal. Rebound by Marshall. Marshall's got his 3rd rebound on the night. And if you were going to pick one question mark for Beal, it might be height. Now, this is interesting. He's got 2 older brothers who played college football. He's got 2 younger brothers who both weigh over 320 pounds apiece. But Beal, who's right in the middle, a kid from St. Louis, a little undersized at the 2 guard. Clark about 6'4" or so in shoes.
Well, Kevin, I think you've really said it all there. I mean, I will add this. He did get 7 rebounds a game at Florida. But other than that, I can't add to what you already said, Clark.
That's good. And the Stars lead by 2.
If he gets a glimpse of an opening, he's going to take it right to the rim.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Here's Marshall. Henson sets a screen for Marshall. The star.
Showing for him. A lot of pressure in a game like this, but it seems to have brought out the best in him.
And Henson kicks to Harkless. Harkless gets a screen from Johnson. Up off the screen. And Davis with the basket on the assist by Mo Harkless. The Elites have gone 5 of 7 from the free throw line in the game. Leonard, he's checked in for Zeller. And that one falls for Davis. So it's the Stars now. They lead by 1. Now, here's Lillard. He's guarded by Johnson. Davis with the double team. He feeds it to Kid Gilchrist. From 10 feet out, shot is off. The Elites go the other way with it. The feed to Waiters. Johnson sets the screen for Waiters. Harkless with it. Now Beal defending. And Davis throws it down. Guys, what a back-and-forth game this has been.
You know what? You're right. Neither side has been able to hang on to the lead for any kind of time at all.
Yeah, you're right. But 7 lead changes already. Well, when you look at Anthony Davis, the freshman out of Kentucky, there's no question he'll be the #1 overall pick. A 6'10" power forward, led the NCAA in shot blocking with almost 5 per game.
And both free throws good for Beal. When you think about the potential impact that Anthony Davis could have on a team, Clark, I mean, it's limitless.
Yeah, it really is, because he has a presence about him defensively that can impact the NBA game.
Here's Johnson. Over Rivers. Johnson up top.
And playing in front of all these scouts, there's some pressure to that.
For most of these players, they're accustomed to the spotlight. I mean, they've been doing this for much of their young lives.
On the court right now for the Stars, we've got Thomas Robinson. Austin Rivers is out there with Damian Lillard. Then there's Myers Leonard. And it's Beal in at the 3 slot. Here's Marshall. Cannot hit. And it's the Stars the other way. Now here's Rivers. Here is Lillard. Rivers passes to Lillard. 6 to shoot. Shoots over Henson. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Johnson outside. The 17-footer. The Elites again can't hit it.
This just has not been his day so far.
Lillard with it, and it's Johnson picking him up.
That's really a tough call. One you don't like to see, but it was called. And
of course.
Well, over the break, I listened in on what the head coach for the Stars was trying to get across in their huddle. He gave his guys the green light to keep firing from downtown, telling them, listen, I like the work you're doing out there. Keep finding those gaps on the perimeter. They're giving us open shots.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Lillard with it, guarded now by Marshall. Here's Leonard, kicks to Robinson. Stolen by Henson. Now here's Barnes. He's guarded closely. The Stars with the rebound. Lillard's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
He's really struggling in this quarter right now. They need to think about getting the ball out of his hand.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. Johnson. So a close game sees the Stars taking this one.
Well, you have to be excited for the upcoming draft after a game like that. A lot of talent on display in that game as the Stars get the win.
There might be some winners and losers here as far as draft stock goes. You never know what the scouts saw, but in my eyes, a few players showed they got game.
Well, that will do it for us here. Hope you enjoyed your glimpse into what the next NBA class has to offer. On behalf of Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us.
Good game tonight. GM of the Magic here. We have the 19th pick of the draft and are looking for someone to be the face of our franchise. We'd like to ask you a couple questions and get a feel for how well you would fit in with us. The team that we've built here in Orlando was built to win it all. Unfortunately, we keep coming up short in that endeavor. Obviously, it's difficult to predict the future, but I expect to see a fair amount of turnover as we work towards retooling the roster for another run. How comfortable would you feel coming into a situation where the roster is in a state of flux?
It sounds to me like you're asking if I'm comfortable losing in the short term. Sure, I can handle that for a little while as I learn the NBA game. It's not the biggest motivator in the world, but if you're telling me that you guys have a master plan, I can definitely get on board with that as long as it doesn't hold my game back.
Next question. How did you feel about your game tonight? What stood out to you?
Terrible, man. Terrible. Man, this was my chance to go out on a huge stage and show the world what I can do. I just didn't get it done tonight. I'm way, way better than what you saw out there tonight. Trust me, man, that was not my game out there.
Okay, good stuff. We'll be in touch if we have any other questions.
Greetings. I'm the GM and Director of Player Personnel for the Rockets. We have 3 mid-round picks in the upcoming draft and are looking at you for one of those picks. We have a couple of questions to ask you before we move forward. Let's get going.
It looks to me like you are a tried and true shooting guard. That is arguably our strongest position in Kevin Martin. Kevin doesn't really like to move up to the 3, but he plays it in a pinch. He's definitely our guy. We love your talents. I want to know if you've ever given any thought to perhaps playing up as a small forward.
That's a big change. One I think I might be able to get behind. I'm willing to do anything to help the team out, but I also need to look out for myself, you know? I feel like I need to be able to continue developing my game as I know it, in addition to playing some small forward. If you guys think you can accommodate that one simple request, then yeah, I'm your guy.
Interesting. Next question. Talk about what you have to improve on as you make the jump to the next level. We'd like to see what you think about your game as a whole.
My offensive game is still developing. I like to call it a work in progress, you know? I need to continue taking smart shots, basically take what's given to me. I think I'm coming into this league severely underrated, and I plan on using that to my advantage.
Thanks so much for your time. I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but we would be ecstatic if you're still on board when it's our turn to pick.
Greetings. Nice game out there. I'm the GM of the Boston Celtics, and we have back-to-back picks at 21 and 22 in this year's draft. Before we make any selection, we like to get to know the player a little better than just their performance. Answer these as honestly as you can. We had a lot of turnover here in Boston, but are still looking to be a team that can win the title. There is a tremendous amount of pressure to win here for any player, much less a rookie. Do you feel you're prepared to step in and fill the shoes of some of the great players that have left our team in the past months?
I'm definitely that kind of player. I don't want to come into a situation where the franchise is kind of feeling itself out. You know, the Celtics have a long tradition of winning titles and staying competitive. It comes with pressure, but I thrive in that sort of environment, and I definitely welcome the challenge that playing for the Celtics presents, man.
Okay, last question. Playing in Boston comes with a certain level of expectations, as well as responsibility. When you look up at the rafters and you see Russell, Parrish, McHale, and Bird, you know you have some big shoes to fill. We've had players come in and simply become overwhelmed by everything. I need to know if you can handle the pressure before we go investing millions into you.
I can definitely handle the pressure. It's what I've been doing my entire life. Look, living up to the quality of those legends is darn near impossible. But it'd be an absolute honor to follow those legends, and I do my best to represent the green and white.
Okay, that's all I have. I love what I heard here. We would love to have you join us. We'll be in touch.
Good evening and welcome to the 2012 NBA Draft. For 60 of the world's most talented and dedicated young players, tonight marks the culmination of years of hard work as their dream of playing in the NBA moves closer to reality. To all of the fans watching around the world and to those here with us tonight, thank you for joining us. And now to the task at hand.
With the 21st pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, the Boston Celtics select
Morris Johnson from North Carolina A&T State University.
That is a very popular pick among the Celtic fans here in the building. I have a sneaking suspicion that
T.Y. babe, like to go all the way, straight from there, into outer space, and in May. G-I-K-C-I, T.Y. babe, like to go all the way, straight from there, into outer space, and in May. G-I-K-C-I, T.Y. babe, like to go all the way, straight from there, into outer space, and in May. G-I-K-C-I, T.Y. babe, like to go all the way, straight from there, into outer space, and in May.
I'ma do everything that you need, I'ma work, that's what I'm going to do. I know you hurt from your past, I know you trust, girl, you been played by